Hey guys, Dan here for BladeReviews.com, and today I'm going to be taking a look at an Emerson Reliant. Cool little knife, so let's dive on in with some quick specs. We've got a 3¼ inch long blade on this knife, and the overall length is 8 inches, and the weight here is 4.5 ounces. So, nice size for EDC and perhaps some like emergency defensive work. Or maybe both, a little bit of everyday carry and defensive capabilities. So, cool knife and beautiful blade. Take a look at that. This is easily my favorite part of the entire knife. Just the beautiful grinds that Emerson puts on their knives. Really, really, really nice. You can see here, this is the stone-washed version, so it's got stone washing done on the flats, and then on the grinds you've got kind of a satin finish here. And really handsome. What's cool about this Tanto is how it's got that drop point and the swedge. Really adds some character, especially when you throw in the thumb hole and then the wave, and just how crisp and clean everything has been ground. Really pretty striking, and gets the juices flowing here for this knife enthusiast. Let's take a quick look at the tip. You know, you can see it's made of pretty thick blade stock, this blade, and it holds that thickness pretty much all the way to the tip. So, very nice tip. Great for penetration, like all American Tantos are, so it's quite cool. And you can see this is given a conventional V grind, but if you look at the edge is actually chisel ground. So you'll see you got the secondary bevel here, but it is not present on this side, so you really only sharpen this side of the knife, and then you strop this side. So that's how you sharpen it. Not my first choice. I'm more of a conventional V-grind fan, but hey, you know, it gets the job done. And if you want to buy an Emerson, you know, you're going to probably have to buy one with this kind of chisel edge on it. So, is what it is. Steel on this, 154 cm, should come as no surprise, as that is the same steel that they use in every single one of their knives. And, you know, it's good steel. I've talked about it at length. I've got plenty of knives with 154 in it, and I like it. Takes a good edge, holds it pretty well, fairly rust and corrosion resistant, etc., etc. You know, just good steel. Would love to see some S30V or something in here, but really I don't see that happening anytime soon, so we should probably just move along. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go and take a look at this handle, which is really nicely made. I like the fit and finish on this knife. Just the way they put the handle and the blade together. Very cool here. The handle has been beautifully kind of rounded on the edges. Everything's screwed together, and the screws are all nice and flush. You can see the way the liners match up with the G10. It's very nice. You've got a partial backspacer here, and the liners here are a combination of, you've got stainless steel, and then the locking liner is titanium. So nice handle construction, black hardware. You know, it's very cool, very Emerson. Ergonomics for this medium-sized knife are pretty good. You can see here it fits my hand comfortably. You've got some jimping on the back here, but it's nothing too aggressive. Really what holds your thumb in place is this wave. So, you know, that's nice. And you've got a nice generously sized choil here, perfect for my kind of fat fingers. And it does provide ultimately a pretty good traction plan. I don't see myself slipping too far forward on this one. In reverse grip, the Reliant is also quite nice. You can see, very comfortable, and the knife looks great in forward and reverse grips, so that's cool too. You've got some traction here, but I kind of wish we had some here where the thumb is, because that's really what you're going to hold on to when you've thrown this into reverse grip. But all in all, I can't complain. I think the ergonomics are nice for this knife, kind of, like I said, like a medium-sized Emerson, so very, very good. The pocket clip is just kind of a typical Emerson clip. It's given a matte black finish. It rides fairly low. Right side tip down carry only, however. If you want left side carry, you're going to have to send this back to Emerson or purchase a like a designated left-hand knife. Deployment and lockup are where the wheels kind of fall off the wagon a little bit. I mean, lockup's good, and deployment's also good too, but I found that mine's a little stiff. It's smooth, but it's not as stiff, or it's not as loose as I would like. Like, for example, you certainly couldn't Spidey drop this knife, and part of the problem is because the knife is a little off center. Actually, it's kind of a lot off center, but it's not rubbing, so we can just say it's off center. And I had to tighten this down pretty significantly just to get it to this point. So any looser and you're getting real close. It's so as a consequence to that, you don't have the absolute fastest deployment with the thumb hole. If you're going to use the if you're going to use the Emerson Wave, it still deploys very quickly. In fact, it deploys lightning fast with the Emerson Wave. But with the way it's configured, the thumb hole is really just kind of a much slower option. So, and I'm not sure if the washers in here have anything to do with it. These are not phosphor bronze washers. They're some other kind of metal, but they're used in like every single Emerson knife. So, I think that the speed of deployment through the thumb hole probably has more to do with just the individual characteristics of this knife. So I can't really say that this, like every single Emerson Reliant, is going to be slow if you're trying to deploy it via the thumb hole here. So just these observations, just my observations on this knife. The lockup is nice and early. You've got this titanium liner lock, and it engages fully, and it's a very early lockup, so you've got plenty of room for it to break in. My only concern is the lock seems kind of thin. Wouldn't you agree? It seems pretty thin, but Emerson, this isn't the first knife they've ever made. They know what they're doing, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I wouldn't really want to use this for any kind of serious heavy-duty tasks, just because I'm not sure if this liner is really up for it. For normal use, I think it's going to be fine. For emergency defensive use, I think it would probably be fine for that too, but I'm talking about heavy-duty, hard use, utility kind of tasks, stuff like that. I'm just not sure how well this is going to hold up. I'd need to really hold on to it for a significant period of time and really test and evaluate it. So that pretty much takes us through the entire knife. I've just kind of given you an overview, some of my thoughts, the kinds of things that I look for when I'm evaluating these kinds of knives. All in all, I do like the Reliant a lot. I love the fit and finish, the way the blade has been ground. It's beautiful. The way the handle's been finished is quite nice. Everything is smooth, and it's made in America. I love the styling. I love the Emerson, mystique. It's a cool brand, and they've got some great products. But my only issue is just the way that my blade is centered, and of course, how tight I've had to get the pivot, screw down the pivot to maintain this kind of centering, and the resulting kind of slow deployment through the thumb hole. That's my only issue. If that was fixed up on this would be a really, really sweet knife, and it would earn really high marks from me. It still earns high marks, but somewhat tainted by the issues with the centering and the slow deployment via the thumb hole. So. But so that's going to pretty much be the review here. If you got any comments or questions, maybe I missed something, feel free to leave me your thoughts, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching. This is Dan for BladeReviews.com. I'll be back soon with another knife review. So until then, take care, be safe, and stay sharp.